Hello, we are Team NEAT. We're going to be showcasing NEAT 1.0. The developers on this team were Fernando Campo, Nelson Cruz, Gabriel Fernandez, Pierre Jimenez, Justin Lopez, and Giselle Pacheco. Now, what we think is there's a problem with students where they're hit with so many assignments like homework, project, tests, and it's hard to organize what you need to study for, what you need to accomplish first. So, how do students do this normally? They will just randomly do what is coming up next, or they're so inundated with information and tasks that they decide not to do any of them. So, we want to help them try to get their tasks done without having to worry about what they need to do. So, the way NEAT does this is using the Agile principles. So, Agile is a development paradigm where not only is it getting this entire thing done that's important, but trying to piecemeal these together with tasks. And it's not organized just with deadlines, but also with how quickly you're going through these tasks. The architecture that we chose was the client-server model. In the back, we have MySQL, which is a relational database. What talks to the MySQL is Django. Django is a Python-based backend that serializes and deserializes information using an API. The front end is using React Native. React Native is a good choice because we can easily transfer the code between iOS and Android. Here you can see a class diagram of our backend. In the bottom, you can see the part that deals with Django, the models, the serializers, and the views. The URLs are the APIs that the web page and the mobile app will be hitting. The top in the lighter blue, you can see the database. The database consists of all our relational tables. We are focusing as users right now on the students, which is represented by the user table. We have a lot of different use cases for this project. There are the important ones to think about are ones like fetch user assignment progress. It is the key of seeing where the user stands on their assignments. Also is fetch user info. This is where we can start tailoring the information for that user specifically. Another one that you can see is fetch assignment smart status. This is what actually stands apart this app. Not only will we fetch assignments using deadlines, but also what is critically important. We're going to start talking about the user stories now. First user story we're going to see is register a new account. This looks a lot like many other apps that you've seen, where you click a register button, you put in your name, your email, and then the password of your choosing. Also, we are checking validation to make sure that no other user currently has these data points. Here you can see the sequence diagram where you can see how validation works in the system.
Our second user story is the assignment dashboard. As you can see, there's a lot of information here. A student will be able to see their progress, how complete their assignment is done. They can see how many tasks they have left and in how many days that assignment is due. You can also see warnings here. They're in red, orange, yellow, and green. The green one means that you're on time. The yellow is you're starting to get slightly behind. The orange is you are slightly behind. And the red is you need to basically get your assignment working because you're extremely behind. Here we have the class diagram for the assignment dashboard. We've separated it from view and logic as much as we possibly could. You have the dashboard container, which is what makes you see the dashboard. We have the dashboard, which renders the information, and the dashboard row, which renders one specific row for the dashboard. And then the auth service takes care of getting the information, posting information, everything that has to do with input, outputs, stuff like that. Next we have the assignment view. This is when you click a specific assignment, you can go into details. You can see the exact tasks that need to be completed, which ones you've done, which ones you haven't. You can also, on the top, you have a summary of what you saw on the previous screen, but for that specific assignment, and so on. Here you can see a student adding an assignment. They press the add button, then they can choose an assignment to join, per se, or a class to join and an assignment to join. Students will also be able to add their own assignments and classes. Yeah. Here you have the sequence diagram on how we get the progress for an assignment. This is tied into the use case for fetching an assignment. User story number 6 was update progress. This is the sequence diagram. Here shows how the system goes about marking a task as complete or unmarking a task because you changed their mind or something. So user story number 7 is the NEAT Study website, which you can visit at neatstudy.com. It has many things. It has an about section where you can check out what NEAT is all about, and just other information. This is the NEAT Study team page. It has all of our pictures. This page was mostly developed with jQuery. As you can see, it is also very reactive. When you click buttons, you scroll around, it'll do what it needs to do. It'll minimize and expand as it needs to adjust sizing. As you can see, this is the NEAT Study web page class diagram. It is separated by menu items. You have homepage, about, services, contact, footer, and team page. This is the way most websites separate out their classes. So, as many apps with passwords that deal with passwords and personal information, we've taken upon ourselves to make sure that our application is as secure as we can make it. We used hashing to hash out. We used hash and salting to hash and salt the passwords, so nobody can get easy access to those. Also, if it checks if you're actual user, otherwise you don't have access to the information. So you need to be a registered user, and you have to have a password and username and email. Other than that, there is no way for you to look at the information that is resting in our backend. In summary, NEAT Study is made for students that want to keep track of their assignments and make sure that they are on track with their assignments, that they don't get behind, or that they always stay ahead of the game. This will allow for better organization, better grades, and just better planning overall with assignments when assignments and tests are near. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video.